this video contains very bad stuff of Naruto. This video also contains the cruelty of human nature. So if you guys detest that, please don't click on. Please exit the video right now. Please don't have an ego like Sasuke Uchiha, who is jealous of Naruto just surpassing him and goes to Orochimaru to have his ass licked. Please, you have been warned. What's up, Monobrats? It's Special God here, and welcome to part 3 of What If Naruto Had Immortality. Now, this part would complete the whole first part of what Naruto. So, yeah, I think then we are gonna start with Shippuden and we're gonna end with Shippuden. I don't know if I'm gonna go with Boruto or not because I haven't thought about the ship. I mean, I don't even know if Boruto is gonna exist or not. Maybe he would, maybe he won't. But if you guys want Boruto to exist, and I think I'm gonna make Boruto what if soon enough, like one of those Boruto what ifs for what if Naruto could absorb nature energy passively, or what if what if Obito gave Naruto his Sharingan. For those Boruto what ifs are coming soon. Don't worry about that. I just have to completely finish it. But after this, I think I'm gonna do the Shippuden where I'm gonna finish this series. So yeah, wait for that. After that, I'm going to do my first CW what if, that being what if Flash, because Flash is my favorite CW show. So I'm going to make my first what if it about the Flash, and it's gonna it's gonna also I'm gonna also continue with the whole Arrowverse thing. But yeah, my first what if is gonna be what if Flash, but I'm not gonna reveal the title. I'm gonna reveal it at the end of the series, or whenever I edit and or make the video. But anyways, if you guys like this series, then don't forget to click in the link in the description below for part 1 and part 2, or check in the icons above for whatever you want for the whole series. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get watching. So our story starts off with after the Chunin exams, where Team 7, all of them actually, pass. So instead of Sakura getting a tie with Ino, she passes by beating Ino. Sasuke beats what's his name? I forgot. Some random guy who's not meant to the story much. But he hasn't activated his curse mark, which is already sealed, meaning he hasn't had a taste of it. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. And Naruto, because Kiba forfeited. Kiba saw the fight between him and Gaara, the awesome fight between him and Gaara, and he also saw the fight between Sasuke and Orochimaru. I mean, he knows who Orochimaru is now because Sasuke kind of fought that guy and he revealed his whole identity and stuff. Anyways, Sasuke has a 3-term Sharingan right now. Just wanted to clarify that. Meaning he's going to be starting his training for Chunin exams with a 3-term Sharingan instead of a 2-term Sharingan. Anyways, so after the Chunin exams, Kakashi would tell the trio about their new training. He would send a Shadow Clone to Sakura because, well, he wants to personally train Sasuke, and he would tell Naruto that someone is waiting for him. And he sends him to the hot springs where Naruto would go, without any care, because why wouldn't he? Let's see what this guy even is. So Naruto would go there and he would find someone peeking in the hot tub, and that would be Jiraiya. Now Naruto and Jiraiya's interaction would be kind of the same, except for Naruto not really caring what Jiraiya is going to do, like the perverting stuff. But Jiraiya still is on a mission by the third Hokage to train Naruto. But other than that, the third Hokage also wants Jiraiya to bond with Naruto, so he could take off from his own. I'm gonna do suicide persona. Yeah, it's just a thought. The third Hokage wants Jiraiya to do this, but Jiraiya is not in much of a. It's not believing that much because he thinks that Naruto is not gonna have a suicidal mission because he's Minato's son and stuff like that. I mean, come on, like Jiraiya thought that Naruto was like an exact copy of Minato, kind of, when during the start. Anyways, Jiraiya would try to teach Naruto the summoning jutsu, but Naruto would instantly decline, saying, "Why the hell would he summon Tots if he wants to kill himself?" Jiraiya would think that Naruto wanting to kill himself, like means of is a means of him wanting to get stronger. So Jiraiya would like keep it away for now, but instead Jiraiya would start teaching Naruto the Rasengan. Now, why would Jiraiya teach Naruto the Rasengan instead of like focusing on the basic stuffs? Because Kakashi told him that Naruto's kind of an overpowered dude. I mean, come on, he defeated Zabuza, Haku. I mean, he kind of one-shotted Zabuza, Haku. He fought a damn Jinchuriki of all things. So yeah, I think Jiraiya would also think that Naruto would need more firepower instead of like sticking to the basics, which Naruto has already surpassed. So Naruto would get to learn the Rasengan. Now the Rasengan would take about 2 days to learn instead of the whole 1 week or like 3 weeks, the whole traveling time. I think it was 1 month. Yeah, they traveled for like around 1 month maybe. Yeah, it won't take all that time. Instead of it would just take 2 times, because number one, Naruto's chakra control is so high due to the Kyuubi's influence. Due to the chakra, just spreading around his body over and over again due to the Kyuubi. His chakra control is so very big. Number two, I think Naruto would like easily figure out just by looking at Jiraiya's Rasengan how to do it, and he would imitate it, which won't work the first time, but yeah, in 2 days he would get to work. Now Naruto would ask Jiraiya how this would really affect him, and Jiraiya would just say it won't. Now after teaching this to Naruto, if he told this to Naruto before, Naruto wouldn't have learned it, and Jiraiya kind of knew it, so Jiraiya would tell him that he wouldn't get to affect it like by himself. Naruto would decide to test that theory, so he uses a shadow clone, and that shadow clone uses a one-handed Rasengan, which takes a little time to form because it's like he learned the jutsu a couple of days like today. So Naruto, the clone would like shove the Rasengan into Naruto's stomach, with Jiraiya near standing them, with Jiraiya shocked that Naruto would even do such a thing, and Naruto would get sent a little fly back, and then he would cough and see blood coming out of it. Now Naruto would have the biggest smile in his entire face, which would send horrors down Jiraiya's spine. A chill down Jiraiya's spine. Naruto would thank the old man and fucking dip. He would run across the village. Now Kurama would advise him to do that, because Kurama is like inside his head and realizes that what Naruto is going to do is going to be a massive damage, and he really doesn't want Naruto to kind of have the get on the blame, because the villagers are not really going to do anything, but it's just annoying to see the villagers just coming and thinking that they're going to kill Naruto. And Kurama also want to see just how damaging this jutsu is, because it's kind of a lower imitation of his beast ball, tail beast bomb. So Naruto would leave the village and go to a faraway place where only Jiraiya would follow him, and Naruto would know that, but he wouldn't care, because Jiraiya wants to look after Naruto, not to see what the hell he's doing. And that's when Naruto would create 10 clones with each of the Rasengan in them, and Naruto would say, "Bring it." Now Jiraiya would find it confusing about why he would tell them to bring it, but the next second when he sees it, he realizes quickly. All 10 clones jump on him with a Rasengan and drive him to his gut, which spills a lot of blood. But Naruto gets back up in like 2 seconds and then creates more clones. Previously 10, now it's 20. And slowly but surely, Naruto creates more and more clones. He creates like 100 clones, 1000 clones. He starts creating more clones. Now this causes Jiraiya to stare in horror of what Naruto is doing. But not only that, Kurama also decides to just take the limit a step, take the level up. So he tells Naruto about the scroll of ceilings and the jutsus that he copied, in his head, and Naruto accepts, because that those are some high ranking and damaging jutsus, and maybe like they would affect him, and he would like face palm himself, not thinking about that. So he would create more clones, and those clones would attack using jutsus. For example, the water dragon jutsu, hell, even the Raikiri would be in there, because I think it is a forbidden jutsu. I mean, you don't see everyone like running around using Raikiris in Konoha, right? So I think it would be a forbidden jutsu, and Naruto learning like every jutsu in the forbidden, not learning, knowing every jutsu in the forbidden scroll, would use it like simultaneously. And not and what is name? Why is Kurama doing this? Why is he is helping Naruto with this? If you might think, because Kurama quickly decided that due to the whole Reaper Death Seal, Naruto has to die. Naruto has to die for him to get reborn. Otherwise, the seal. I mean, if Naruto dies, Kurama dies. It's like that's kind of situation. And Kurama's ego as well won't allow him to have a Jinchuriki so weak. So Kurama would also suggest the whole interest of the what do you say, elemental training. He would just put a suggestion for the elemental training on Naruto, which Naruto won't know how to do. But Kurama, being there when Indra was getting, I mean, come on, they were getting trained. Indra and Ashura were getting trained, the whole chakra, elemental chakra training. I mean, come on, Indra was the guy who made it, and Kurama saw it, how to do in each elementals. He would send the images to Naruto, and Naruto would make more clones to just do this elemental training while he gets spammed by all the other jutsus. Now, Jiraiya is shocked. Okay, he thought Naruto wasn't the suicidal type, and everyone was just exaggerating. But now seeing this, then like 1,000 clones Rasenganing him, like Chidori Raikiring him, or doing jutsus after jutsus. Hell, he don't know some like 2 to 3 jutsus. He quickly realizes that most of them are forbidden jutsus that were in the forbidden scroll, and this also confuses him about how he knows this forbidden jutsus, but it kind of goes all to waste when he sees the whole destruction that is going on, like craters upon craters, destruction where Naruto lies. And since Naruto is far away from the village, the destruction doesn't come towards the village, but the bloodlust and the amount of chakra just spreading throughout the whole crater is enormous. And Jiraiya quickly decides it's enough, and quickly runs towards the Hokage to inform him about this whole new development. And while that's happening, it comes night, and Naruto gets exhausted to the point he gets knocked out. And the next day, while Jiraiya and the third Hokage come back, they see Naruto awake and again practicing himself. And Naruto is naked, by the way, because I think all of this destruction kind of like what do you say, burned his clothes, or his clothes got destroyed, meaning Naruto was fully naked. And for the next month or the coming month, Jiraiya just sees Naruto's whole suicidal thing. He is sad, he's in guilt. He thought that the Konoha would be a safe place for Naruto, but this is what happened to Naruto after him leaving in Konoha. Now Jiraiya quickly realizes that Naruto's mental state is very bad, but he really can't do anything because of the destructions happening over and over again. Hell, even after like a couple of days, Naruto stops sleeping. Okay, Naruto stops sleeping and continuously goes like jutsus after jutsus. His chakra level soars so high, and his regional ability also goes a tremendous amount. He starts mastering jutsus. He can like create Rasengan in even a second. He can do one-handed jutsus, two-handed jutsus, and even like one style, like one hand style jutsus. Yeah, the speed that he is growing is enormous, and Kurama is just inside, continuing Naruto's regeneration and stuff like that. But the 1 month mark passes, and Naruto comes with a new suit to the well, whole to the Genin exam, or the final of the Junin exams. And Sasuke would also come a little earlier than in canon, because I think he would like compels Kakashi to tell reach him earlier, because he wants to see how Naruto would beat the shit out of other people, maybe copy some jutsus while at it. So the first match would be Shikamaru vs Temari, which would result in Temari winning. I mean Shikamaru like giving up and Temari winning. The second match would be a triple match between Sakura, Kankuro, and Shino, and they would start doing this match, and Kankuro wouldn't have any reason to give up, because Gaara isn't as bloodlusted as he was in canon, I mean. But the whole Konoha plan is still going, but Gaara is also trained to kill Naruto, not as a revenge thing, because that's the reason why Naruto even spared him, train and get stronger. So yeah, he knows more. So Gaara's abilities are, he knows a little bit of taijutsu, because Naruto completely bopped. Naruto and Lee completely bopped him because of his lack of taijutsu. He was relying on sand so heavily that it got lost. He lost to a person, and he almost lost to another one. So now, I mean, with Baki's help, he would learn some taijutsu, but other than that, he would still have his normal arsenal of jutsus with a new one or two jutsus, but he would be able to control his sand a little bit more better. Yeah. Other than that, not much of a difference, except for Shikaku not torturing him, meaning he doesn't have to go and try to kill Lee, meaning there's that encounter with Shikamaru never happens. And Shikamaru and Naruto never happens, because Naruto never went to the hospital. So yeah, that whole scene never even happens. Anyways, due to Kankuro not wanting to forfeit, because he doesn't have any reason to, him, Shino and Sakura would fight. Now Shino would be kind of easy for first, because Sakura's most like attacks are mostly chakra based, her chakra fist, because of Shino's whole fighting style, that being of the insects like eating the chakras. He's able to quickly eat all of Sakura's chakra, and he's able to use his own taijutsu to beat Sakura and defeat her. That's when Kankuro comes to get a jump on Shino, but Shino dodges his, and with his calm and collected mood, he and Kankuro start fighting. But I don't think Shino would win this, mostly because of Kankuro having poison in his body, number one, and number two, during the fight that Shino and Kankuro had in the forest, both of them had a draw, but Shino had faced Sakura at this point, so he is a little bit weakened, and that gives Kankuro the edge, and he wins. The third match is Naruto versus Neji, and Neji is super prepared. He's prepared to fight Naruto, because he saw the fight between him and Gaara, and he's conflicted. His ideals are conflicted. He knows that Naruto is the death last, and he also thought that fate would have him be the loser, but he defeated someone who was even powerful than he was, and Neji knows his limits, and he knows that he cannot defeat Gaara and the damn monster inside of him, and Naruto did, and Naruto has a monster inside of him too, which Neji knows. So Neji is conflicted at this period of time, and he uses his confliction to train more, meaning he gets a lot more stronger than in canon. I think he would use his Kaiten a lot more. He would practice the Kaiten a lot more, as well as his 3 palms, 64 palms, something I forgot what it's called. Yeah, the 8 diagrams, 64 palms, as well as the gentle fist would be much more developed. But when the fight starts, it's equally like everyone equally figure, like it's equally apparent that Naruto is much more stronger than he was before, and he's dominating the entire fight. Whatever Neji uses, the gentle fist, 8 diagram, 64 pounds, it just isn't working. Whenever Neji blocks at a Tenketsu point, Naruto just pops it back up in a millisecond. I mean, come on, his regeneration is so high that he can't even get hurt right now. And by the way, during his 1 month of training or torturing himself, Naruto's regeneration grew a lot and his pain tolerance grew a lot, that he can't feel pain anymore. I mean, before he couldn't feel pain from the attacks the villagers gave him, but now using jutsus on jutsu himself, he felt pain and he felt happiness. Now, if you are thinking that Naruto is a masochist, Naruto is not a masochist. It's like, when you're not feeling pain, but then suddenly you feel pain, you like there's something empty in your heart, but then it gets full. It's like that kind of feeling. And Naruto, that's why Naruto wanted to completely kill himself with the Rasengans and the jutsus that he learned. But as time went on, his regenerative power just grew up by a huge margin, and he can regenerate limbs now. If you're thinking, is how the hell would Naruto have, if Naruto's regeneration is like this, then why the hell did Naruto not regenerate his arm? Because his regeneration is not that high in canon, but here it is a lot. But so he like forced his body to the point where he can't feel pain anymore again. So he's disappointed and a little bit angry, and he takes it all on Neji, destroying him as well as destroying his whole faith without even talking. Meaning the whole village doesn't know about the whole Hyuga policy, but Neji's ideals are destroyed, because Naruto defeated him. Naruto, at dead last of his class, defeated Neji. Now that's gonna hurt more than in canon. So anyways, after that, the Hyuga, what is his name, Hiyashi and Neji would have that or talk, like mostly in canon, where Neji would be revealed how his father sacrificed, and Neji would like forgive the whole what is the whole head clan, if you call him, the main clan, is the main clan. And yeah, anyways, and he would start protecting Hinata. The next match would be Sasuke versus Gaara. Now this match, Sasuke is a lot stronger because, number one, he has Ritamo Sharingan before the Chunin exams, like the gap between the Chunin exams. Number one, he wants to kill two people, that being, Naruto and Itachi, and he wants to kill Naruto not for the fact that Naruto is stronger than him, because he wants to like fulfill his friend's wishes. It's like a best friend, and Sasuke acknowledges that Naruto is his only and best friend. But anyways, Naruto would Sasuke and Gaara would start like in canon, where Sasuke would show much superior speed. Like in canon, Sasuke is much faster than in canon. He has surpassed Lee's non-weighted speed, but not the whole. He's still not comparable to Lee's speed when in gates. He's still not comparable to that. But he's much more faster than Lee without his weights. I think if you want to say, he would be as speed as Lee, the second gate Lee, but not the fourth gate Lee or the fifth gate Lee. Yeah, that's kind of a whole speed run for Lee. Anyways, since Lee isn't paralyzed, he's able to heal quite quickly, meaning he hasn't given up in his taijutsu. I just wanted to say that. Anyways, the whole fight would go mostly the same, where Gaara being performing much better and Sasuke also performing much better, but it would cancel out and the fight would go exactly the same, where him using the Chidori, but him using the Chidori, but Gaara wouldn't freak out like he did before, because number one, he has seen his blood, he has got his ass whooped. Number two, he has made peace with Shikaku during the 1 month, instead of like in canon where he shut himself off. He and Shikaku have reached a compromisation, like Kurama and Naruto have done in this timeline. where Shikaku would give Gaara his power, while Gaara would let Shikaku use his senses, meaning Shikaku doesn't have to go all "I'm your mother" type of shit. And due to that, Gaara is much more stronger, and due to Gaara already seeing his blood like during the fight with Naruto, it kind of makes it pointless to the whole fight. And Sasuke would honestly win. I think if Gaara didn't freak out, Sasuke would not have won. But this Sasuke is different, and since this Gaara isn't freaking out, this Sasuke has much more like jutsus upon his arsenal, more or less. But yeah, this Sasuke would defeat Gaara after a long fight, and the next fight would be Konkoro versus Shikamaru, and Temari, and Konkoro would forfeit. And the next match would be Sasuke versus Naruto. I was gonna say Sasuke versus Naruto, but I cancelled it. I reprogrammed it. Let's say it's Tamari versus Sasuke and Shikama and Kankuro versus Naruto. Kankuro would absolutely forfeit the match because he's scared shitless of Naruto. Hell, he's scared more. He's scared more of Naruto than Gaara right now. And the fight between Tamari and Sasuke would go on, and Tamari would try her hardest, and Sasuke would copy kind of new jutsus, new wind style jutsus. But other than that, Sasuke would win, and the finals would be Naruto versus Sasuke. Now Orochimaru is in his seat, kind of wobbling because his plan to Gaara going berserk didn't really happen. So he decides it's enough is enough, and he tells Kabuto to start the mission, and Kabuto would use the genjutsu, but Naruto really not having even trying to detect the genjutsu, because number one, he's immune to it because the Kurama chakra running through his body over and over and over. Now after the whole Konoha Crush plan has started, the whole plan would not mostly say the same, because Gaara isn't on berserk mode, meaning Konoha Genin would not have to chase him, and he's able to fight them. Naruto is in the damn village to fight everyone. He just uses his shadow clones, creating like 10,000 of them, and just sends them to help people, while not help people but destroy these people, while third Hokage takes care of Orochimaru, and Naruto just jumps in and fights Kabuto. It's kind of, and Sasuke kind of getting bummed out, so he fights those weird Chunin people where the whole assailants, and he fights the Sound 4, while Naruto fights Kabuto, and Naruto quickly deals with Kabuto, killing him. Yes, he's killed. What is his name? Yeah, Kabuto is killed on the spot, Rasenganing, like two Rasengans, and yeah, Kabuto is dead. And plus, I think Naruto would just use some Raikiri and shove it into his heart, killing him. Then Sasuke would fight the Sound 4, which would kind of make his curse seal revealed. He would have his curse sealed removed. The seal would be removed, and he would have the first experience of the curse seal. But Naruto quickly defeating Kabuto, would jump in to help Sasuke, and both of them tag teaming kill the Sound 4 with no one even having any remorse. And basically this is like the first kill for Sasuke actually, but Sasuke do not care because he has been trying to kill Naruto, so he has like the bloodlust state activated. Anyways, the third Hokage, what is his name, Orochimaru, seeing this, realizes that his Sound 4 and Kabuto are done, and due to the Sound 4 dying, the barrier is down, meaning Ambu are able to come and help the Hokage. And yeah, Orochimaru is quickly captured and detained. Oh yeah, Orochimaru is fucking detained. He's gonna have some crucial evidence, the whole experiment stuff. He's gonna have that, and yeah, I think the third Hokage would want Orochimaru captured so he could interrogate him, and as well as Jiraiya to help Sasuke's curse mark thingy. Meaning, yeah, the Konoha crush plant face spectacularly, and the sand kind of are forgiven because the leader was in turn to be Orochimaru. I mean, they killed the Kazekage and stuff like that. And yeah, now after the whole failed Konoha crash, Orochimaru is subjected to jail time, and Jiraiya comes in, and with Jiraiya's interrogation skills and as well as his knowledge about the curse seal, he's able to remove Sasuke's curse seal, meaning making Sasuke free of the curse seal, as well as the weight downing in it. And after getting all the information about the Akatsuki from Orochimaru, I think Orochimaru like blabber about after some genjutsus from Kakashi, his Sharingan genjutsu, as well as help from Kuranai. He would blabber all that stuff, and Jiraiya would decide to kill Orochimaru himself, and he would drive a Rasengan through his throat, killing him and finally ending the reign of Orochimaru. Now here, the third Hokage would still decide to retire, and since he's alive at this point, he would tell Jiraiya about Tsunade, and he would like to recruit Tsunade. Jiraiya would decide him not being Hokage for the best. Jiraiya would recruit Naruto, and both would go off the village to find Tsunade. Now the skill mission mostly goes the same, with Itachi coming them, Sasuke coming behind, and Sasuke getting his ass kicked. But Naruto puts a good fight with Kisame, and Kisame and Itachi honestly surprised about what the hell is happening, and because Naruto's like destroying some, not destroying, basically Naruto's throwing jutsus after jutsus, and basically Samehara is absorbing it in an alarming rate. And yeah, but Jiraiya comes in, and both the Akatsuki members run away. After that, Sasuke is sent home, and Naruto and Jiraiya continue the search to find Tsunade. And since Orochimaru is dead in this timeline, meaning Tsunade doesn't get any offer to the whole retrieving Dan part, meaning she isn't as sober as she would be Dan and Nawaki part. Anyway, she wouldn't be as sober as she would be in canon, meaning she would have a lot of time to think about it, but she would still insult the Hokages, which would prompt nothing from Naruto. But after seeing like Naruto's nonchalant attitude, Tsunade would be arrogant enough to try to fight. I think some way or another, Naruto and Tsunade would have a fight with each other, with Naruto telling Tsunade to kill, come with the intent to kill, which would kind of surprise Tsunade, but Tsunade would do so eventually. I mean, gladly. Naruto would disappear from his spot, come and drives a Rasengan with her back, getting the damn necklace, and Tsunade agrees to become Hokage. They come back, and Tsunade is crowned as the Hokage. Now, here's the thing that doesn't happen. Due to Orochimaru's death, there's no Sasuke's retrieval arc. So Sound 4, there's nothing there except for I think Kimimaru. Kimimaru would come in revenge for his master, but he would be killed easily. I mean, they have like high people like Orochima, I mean Jiraiya and Naruto and Kakashi, and hell, even Sasuke can kill him right now. And yeah, after that, Jiraiya would decide that he would take Naruto to a 3 years field trip with Naruto. Is like, hell no, I'm staying here, because he needs someone to kill him, and he's not gonna train to like surpass these people. He wants to die. So Jiraiya, with no other option, stays in the village, going to a spy, leaving Naruto in the village, while Kakashi gets his team back, and they start, you could say, planning ahead for the 3 years of future, with Naruto getting recruited by what's her name, Tsunade, to become her disciple, a small one. And even Sakura gets to, and since Sasuke doesn't have any real motivation to become a medical ninjutsu, and so he trains under Kakashi, and due to now Naruto's training under Tsunade for reasons, because Tsunade is very much interested with Naruto's high regeneration power, since he wants to do some experiments on them, and Naruto is gladly able to do obliges to do so, and hell, even Tsunade would tell him how to use the chakra fist while improving Sakura's chakra more. So 3 years would actually pass, but I'm going to do that in the next episode anyway. So the first part of now the entire Naruto is done, and yeah, if you guys like this video, like, share, subscribe, do the necessary stuff, and if you don't, I can understand. Peace out.